Hey guys, so today I'm doing a video on what really helped me learn to see a stride a lot better, and it's also a great exercise for getting your horse more adjustable and listening to you and everything like that. So basically when I bought Welbeck, the second summer I owned her, I stayed up in the yard that I bought her from and rode and worked there for the summer. And when I was there, they did this exercise with me loads, and it was so helpful. My riding just improved so much. Hello, Welbeck. My riding just improved so much, just in those 3 months. And really helped. So basically it's just two poles. All you need is two poles, which is great. It's just two poles, a set distance apart. In this case I have them 5 strides apart. And so what you do is you ride towards them as if they are a jump. This is the most important part. You can't just willy-nilly just canter over them. If you hear the horse tip the pole, that means you didn't get a good stride. You need to ride it as if it's a jump, and then when you ride over it, think, okay, if that was a jump at a meter, meter 10, meter 20, whatever height you jump, would I have knocked it? And if you say, yeah, I probably would have knocked it, I got quite close, or I was miles off and I had to gallop over it, then you need to go, no, okay, I need to go back, I need to change something, I need to make it better, get the better stride. And then you have the two poles, so they're 5 strides apart. Welbeck, hello. And then so you jump them 5 strides, then you might go 6 strides, then you might go 4 strides, then you might go 7 strides. You keep changing how many strides you put in between, and that's really good for your eye because you're riding and you're going to plan ahead. You're going to be, okay, I'm going to do 6 strides this time. So you have to shorten, and you're looking at second pole thinking, okay, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then you have to get to the second pole at a place where you could still jump it from. So yeah, and also it really helps with your rideability and adjustability of your horse. Welbeck, stop. So if you have trouble shortening your horse and stuff, this is great practice. Your horse really has to listen to you, come back to you, and also go forward, but all the while has to stay soft and relaxed. It can't be when you go to take a stride out, it can't just be wild galloping, it has to be relaxed, and she has to stay in a nice frame and stay soft in your hand and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into the video of me doing it, and there'll be a voiceover and everything, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Hey guys, so Welbeck was really fresh when I was videoing this, so she isn't as good as she normally is, and she's pretty keen to just run off of me, but sure, look, we all have those days. So first we do the 5 strides, and every horse is different, but with Welbeck, doing the longer strides is actually harder than shortening her because she tends to get a bit fighty and she just wants to run off and won't stay soft. There you can see I went for the 4 strides, and we were a little bit far off the pole, but I was happy because she wasn't too bad. She did come back to me. If you try to go for the shorter strides, make sure you keep loads and loads of leg on. You need more leg when you shorten than when you lengthen. They need more energy to shorten. It is really hard for them. If your horse won't really shorten, then you can ask them to stop. Try and make sure they stop in a straight line. If you find your horse is drifting to right or left, then you can put poles in parallel the whole way along the distance so that they stay straight. Try not to fight with them too much, but you do need to insist that they do actually stop. Another alternative to stopping them is to circle. This helps keep them soft because when you bend their neck, they'll soften. Make sure you do circle to both the left and right side, otherwise they might preempt circling to one side and won't go straight. And then you should find that they will shorten nicer. That shorten actually wasn't very good because she kind of goes into a 4-beat and almost back to trot, and I've put a bit more leg on to keep her going. As always, it's important to do this on both the left and right rein. On the right rein, she always tends to change her canter lead over the pull, which is really frustrating. So that's why I circle her and get extra bent to the right to try and encourage her to stay on the right leg. A lot of it, looking back now, is that she's falling out through her shoulder, and I need to keep her a bit straighter in her neck and her body, but you always see these things after the day you're riding, which is why videoing is beneficial.
So yeah, it's just basically the same. You see she's quite sweaty here is because we had to do quite a bit before she settled down. I did lots of flat work before I started doing the poles, but it's basically just the same on both reins. And make sure when they shorten and everything and when they go over the pole, you relax your rein, you give them a bit of a give and show them that they've done it right.
So that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned something, and let me know if you give it a go and how you get on. It looks kind of easy, but it is definitely easier said than done. When I first started doing it, it was just a bit messy. Like, you should make it as neat as possible. Welbeck was so fresh because she hadn't been ridden since I jumped her at the show, and that was like almost a week ago now. So she was super fresh. She was only lunged yesterday. So that's why I had to do loads and loads of flat work with her, and that's why she was quite sweaty by the end. But yeah, she was just very fresh and wanted to gallop off. Also, something else that'll make this exercise a lot easier is if your horse does work in an outlying and is quite soft on the mat. So I have a video for that. It's called How to Get Your Horse Working an Outlying, and I'll link it now, and also it'll be in the description as well. If you want to check that out, it'll definitely help you. Yeah. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!